how to do a med request properly in PremVet. So when someone phones up, we're going to go in and find them in ezyvet. We're going to bring up their card. We may want to check the history just in case there's anything on there, but what we're going to want to do first is we're going to go into the medication tab because the client is telling us what they would want, and if it is on refill already, happy days, you can just press refill and then you will get it to come up and say, right, yeah, I want to refill and dispense that. It will then come up with what they want. We can put why they're having it or what's going on, and we can then press dispense and print, and that will send a lovely label off to the label machine, assuming you've got your printer set up properly. You don't need to bother the vet because they've already put it on repeat, and that would be great, and that requires us vets to do a good job of filling in the repeats as well. If it is one where actually they haven't already put it on repeat, what we're then going to want to do is we are going to want to make sure that we are going to put in the request, we're going to tie it to a consult. So you can either do that by going into new case, and you can then put a reason for the request that's going in. So we're just going to put that as test meds, and we're going to save and close, and that will make a case. We need a case so that insurance can tie it to something to make it claimable. Equally, in the complete history, there will already be cases made. So what you could do is go, right, I know this is the one I've just made, but I know from before, from where some notes were or something, I'm going to pick the console of this number. Keep an eye on either the number or, probably easier, is the date that you're looking for with it. What you then do is, because you know where you're going to tie it to, you can then say, right, I'm going to make a new prescription request. I'm going to click into that. I'm going to request that either for a specific vet, if this is a very case specific thing, or if you're at, say, Newark, you can go, right, I want this to be just one of the Newark vets to put it up. I've set up a prescriber as all of the things just so that people can see, you know, on the generic bits, who is it? So you haven't got to check a rotor or remember who's in or whatever it will be. And obviously if a meds request comes in at 5 to 6 and doesn't get picked up, so it's still visible the next day and we're not waiting to see who it is. Check that we've got the right client, check that we've got the right patient. It shouldn't get it wrong from where we were. And then we're going to pick the consult. So the most recent one will be at the top. What you can then do is actually you can check, oh, it may not be the most recent one is at the top. No, the most recent one will be spread about. So from the numbers that we picked earlier, that you saw, you can pick through, you can just hover through and just see, right, which one do I want to tie it to? So what appointment will that be on there? Actually, no, sorry, the last one was the one at the top. It's when it was actually when it was last seen comes up on the last appointment at the side. The presenting problem and what we're tying to is when it's tied into that case. So click on the consult that you want it to be. As long as it's clicked to a consult, it is not the end of the world. The rest of it we can work out. And then you can put a message if there's a specific reason that they want this. Have they tried medication and it's worked well? Is it that they know they need to be seen and they're booked in, but we want something in between? Or is it a case that they're just chancing their arm and you guys know they probably need seeing, know they need seeing? Or is it just a basic request? We then need to actually go in and fill in the meds. Don't just write the meds in this notes request here, because that's just adding work that we don't need. If you guys have got to type it there, you may as well type it in here. So pick out what they want. So when someone speaks to you and they go, can I have some of this? If you can find out how many do they want? You know, do they want another bottle of? Do they want another month's worth of? Do they want as many as they're allowed to have this time? And that could go in the request section. What we then want to be doing is just make sure some of them will generate a label, some not. If it's asking for a dose, it would be nice if you guys can ask, what dose are they on at the moment? So we can check and make sure that makes sense. And then from there, you can just put in that as a request. And for now, your work is done because that has put that request through properly.